How do I fight addiction? How do I overcome a compelling repeated cycle of an unpleasant behavior? Why does it seem like the more I fight the urge, the more I find myself returning to the very thing I'm trying to escape? How do I break free from the grip of addiction? Step 1. Bring the ark in. Taking the exegesis from 1 Samuel chapter 5 of what I would title the fall of the house of Dagon, is the story of how the ark of God was taken from a place called Ebenezer, which means a place of help, into Ashdod, which in Hebrew means a stronghold, a fortress. You see, you introduce the ark when you want to invoke the help of God in a helpless situation, in a stronghold. Now, the Bible explicitly said that they brought the ark of God into the house of Dagon and they set it beside Dagon. You do not defeat a stronghold by wrestling with it. You invite something greater. Bring the ark in. Set it beside that which forces and demands your servitude. The next day, they found Dagon falling on his face before the ark of the Lord, but something quite significant happened. They raised it again. What this means is that in your journey to freedom, you're probably going to raise that image again. You're most likely going to repeat that same habit again. But what most people do after they have promised God and find themselves repeating the same thing is that they feel guilty and want to take God out of it. Since Dagon has been raised again, so as to respect God and in order not to incur or incite the anger of God, let me take God out of it. Not knowing that even though Dagon has raised his ugly head again, that your victory is when the ark remains. Keep the ark in there. Ask for forgiveness and promise again. Oh, but what if I fail him again? Same thing. Dust yourself. Keep the ark in there and go again. He knew when you were promising him that you would fail. Your promises is only a sign of your intended commitment, and breaking them is a proof of your weakness. Many of us think that our victory is based on the strength of our promises. No, it comes because the ark remains. It is the ark that breaks the hold. Your job is to keep it there. So now the question is, how do I do that? You see, the house of Dagon is a space. It is a territorial atmosphere. It is the domain of Dagon himself. When you're in that space, meaning when you feel that uncontrollable urge to engage in this unpleasant and demoralizing activity, you have entered into the house of Dagon. Bringing the ark of God to that space means that at that time and in that space when the urge is uncontrollable, introduce a spiritual engagement as a form of distraction or substitution. It could be reading the Bible, it could be praying, it could be worshiping, or even meditating on some word that he has spoken to you that resonates deeply with you. Try to substitute emotions for emotion. But if it seems futile, if the urge is so strong that it cannot be distracted or substituted, tell yourself, okay, I'll do it. But let me say a short prayer first. In that prayer, declare your love towards God and your deep reverence for him. Don't be ashamed. Even when you feel guilty because you know what you're going to go and do afterwards, don't stop. Keep the ark there. Do it for a reasonable amount of time. Do it again the next time you feel that uncontrollable urge and the time after. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel like you are desecrating God. No, what you are declaring is your weakness. What you're engaging with is the sovereignty of God, and what you're trying to provoke is his jealousy. Being sovereign means that he has absolute power and control. Nothing is outside his authority. The sovereignty of God. That's what provokes his jealousy. What is that thing outside of his authority that boasts of his hold on you? So engaging him in that space and in that atmosphere is placing the ark of God right beside Dagon, right beside that image. It's bringing him before that which makes the boast. And eventually you come into the house and you realize that the head and the hand has been cut off. 1 Samuel 5 verse 4. The head speaks of his authority over you, and the palm of his hand speaks of his strength, the strength of his hold over you. You realize that you have lost the appetite, not because of the strength of your moral capacity or your willpower, but because of the depth of his sovereign jealousy and how you have skillfully triggered his oppression. Let the ark remain. God bless you.